I declare open this graduation ceremony. Can I ask you all to please take your seats? Graduating students, family, friends, colleagues and guests, good afternoon and welcome to this Ulster University graduation ceremony. My name is Dr. Colin Davidson. I am the Chancellor of Ulster University, and I want us to start this ceremony as we mean to go on by saying to our class of 2025, congratulations. It's a privilege for me to preside here today, the most important day of the university year, your graduation. It's also extremely meaningful for me personally, as I graduated from Ulster 34 years ago, nearly to the day. But today is not about me. Today is about you. It is a celebration of you and what you have achieved. I particularly want to thank the mums, dads, husbands, wives, sons, daughters, sisters, brothers, grandparents, carers, friends, and all of those who play such an important part in your life. It is fantastic to have so many of you here, and please feel free to make your voices heard when your graduate crosses the stage. Let's show our appreciation for those people who've supported us. I would say that's the first time a few of you have actually been thanked, yeah? As presiding officer, I have the privilege of reflecting not only on what you've achieved, but on who you have become during your time at Ulster. Because today isn't just a celebration of knowledge gained, it's a recognition of character built. You leave here not only with a degree, but with something just as valuable. The qualities that will carry you forward, not just in your careers, but in your lives. Qualities that we at Ulster have seen and hopefully nourished in you, nurtured in you. These qualities can be summed up in one word: brave. I don't necessarily mean in the heroic sense, brave, although I'm sure it does apply. I'm thinking more of 5 things that sit behind that word, B-R-A-V-E. Bold, resilient, authentic, versatile, and empowering. If I can explain, the being brave is for bold, and you have demonstrated great boldness. You had the courage to begin this journey, whether that be your undergraduate program, postgraduate program, or indeed your PhD. You had the courage to step into unfamiliar territory, to ask the difficult questions, and to take on challenges that may have once felt far beyond your reach. Being bold is not about having no fear. It's about moving forward in spite of it. And our lecture halls, research labs, seminar rooms, computer labs, studios, society, sports, and communities, you have done just that. When you started your program or PhD research, whether straight from school or returning to study from a different career path, you brought with you curiosity, ambition, and questions about who you might become. Along the way, you were challenged. You don't need me to tell you that. You wrestled with new ideas, pushed through difficult deadlines, and stretched beyond what you thought was possible. And each time you stepped outside your comfort zone, you expanded your potential. You discovered that you could do more, think more deeply, and lead with more purpose than you ever imagined. But that journey doesn't end here today. In fact, it starts in you, because your potential is not a fixed point, It's a horizon that keeps moving as long as you keep walking towards it. So, keep being bold. Next, you have had to demonstrate resilience. There is no life path without obstacles. I'm quite sure that there were deadlines you didn't think you could meet. Assignments that tested you and your patience. Times when quitting felt easier than continuing. But here you are. Your resilience has made you stronger, not just because you endured, but because you learned, you adapted, you kept going. To get where you are today, you need to be authentic. In a world that often pressures people to fit into a mold, you have had the courage to be yourselves, to speak your truth, to show up fully, and to contribute your unique voice to our university. Authenticity is not about perfection. Forget about perfection. It's about being real, being honest, being grounded in who you are, and it's what makes you trustworthy and unforgettable. As you move on, I would encourage you to be authentic. Speak with your own voice, to be inspired by, but not become clones of those people who you admire. You have been versatile. You've had to think, rethink, collaborate across disciplines and find creative solutions to new problems. The world you're entering, whatever sector that may be, will continue to change rapidly. But your ability to adapt without losing direction is one of your greatest qualities. Finally, you are empowering. Throughout your time here, I hope that you've not only grown individually, but you've lifted others. Whether it was helping a classmate, mentoring, organising, advocating, or simply encouraging someone when they required it, you've proven that real strength uplifts everyone. Being empowering demonstrates your confidence, your leadership potential, and your ability to work collaboratively. In today's dynamic workplaces, success often hinges on teamwork, adaptability, and mutual support. Harness that ability. Encourage ideas. Foster inclusivity. Help others to grow. These 5 characteristics, boldness, resilience, authenticity, versatility, and empowerment, summed up as brave, are not just what got you to this day. They are what will define your success far beyond it. They will guide how you lead, how you work, how you live. I want to particularly thank all of those within the university who have helped you to get here. My colleagues, your lecturers, research supervisors, technicians, and all of the professional services teams. I'm sure you'll agree that they're incredible, and I want to thank them sincerely for everything that they do. Please join me. Now, before we move on, let me finish with the words of the great author and thinker, Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Remember, be brave. The power to shape your future lies within you and only you. Go out and make it extraordinary. Enjoy your day, and on behalf of us all, congratulations again. Thank you. In accordance with the wishes of the Senate, and by virtue of the authority vested in me, I confer honorary degrees, and other academic distinctions of the University of Ulster, named in the conferment list approved by the Senate. I now call upon Professor Bartholomew, Vice-Chancellor, to present Hilary McGrady for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University. Vice-Chancellor.
Chancellor, colleagues, graduates and friends, Ulster University awards honorary doctorates to individuals in recognition of the outstanding contribution they are making in their chosen fields and indeed to our society. We believe those receiving honorary doctorates are inspirational role models for our students, our staff and our partners. They are people who we all can look up to, whose work, values and passions can inspire us in our own personal and professional lives. In this context, I'm truly delighted to present Hilary McGrady for the honorary degree of Doctor of the University in recognition of her impact on sustainability, climate change and social responsibility. Hilary McGrady is a truly remarkable leader, and she started her journey right here with us at Ulster University, completing her undergraduate degree in design in 1988. Moving from design to brand management and marketing before pivoting to the charity sector, Hilary took an unconventional route into conservation and heritage. However, it's precisely this unique background that makes her such an inspiring figure. Her journey exemplifies how passion, perseverance, and the willingness to embrace new responsibilities can lead to impactful leadership. Hilary is proof that leadership is not about following a straight line or a preordained path in one's career. It's about having the courage to forge your own, guided by values, vision, and purpose. What has always been consistent throughout her work is her unshakable belief in purpose. The idea that work should mean something. That belief ultimately led her to the National Trust, where she now leads one of the UK's most well-known institutions. Her story is a powerful reminder that your degree is not a destination, it's a launch pad. Your path may change, but your values should always guide you. Since becoming Director General of the National Trust in 2018, Hilary has transformed it from one of the UK's most historic institutions to one of its most forward-thinking. Under her stewardship, the Trust has not only preserved 500 historic houses, gardens and landscapes, it's become a national leader in climate action, biodiversity and social inclusion. Hilary's impact on sustainability is both profound and practical. She's committed the National Trust to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2030, placing environmental responsibility at the heart of heritage. That wasn't just a headline. Under her leadership, the Trust has planted millions of trees, rewilded vast areas of land, restored peat bogs, and transitioned to renewable energy sources on a scale rarely seen in heritage organisations. But what sets Hilary apart is not just her ambition, it's her integrity. She understands that tackling climate change is not only about protecting landscapes, but about transforming how we live and how we lead. She's spoken fearlessly about the Trust's responsibility to future generations, arguing that heritage must be dynamic and relevant, a platform for progress. And crucially, Hilary has redefined the National Trust role in social responsibility. She has worked to make the Trust more inclusive and representative, opening spaces to people from all walks of life, truly embracing the organisation's motto of "for everyone, forever." In doing so, she's challenged the notion that conservation is only for the elite, reminding us that our shared history and our shared planet belong to everyone. As we celebrate Hilary today, it's only right to recognise that no leader walks their path alone. Behind every step forwards, there's often quiet, steadfast support, and I know that Hilary would be the first to acknowledge the support she has had from her family and friends. And we're delighted that her husband Frank, son Wesley, sister Pamela, and brother-in-law Patrick are with us today. Thank you for being here. Graduates, as you enter what can be an uncertain world, Hilary offers an important and valuable example. She shows that it's possible, indeed necessary, to lead with both conviction and compassion. Her career teaches us that sustainability is not a side issue, it's the core of ethical leadership in the 21st century. Her work proves that institutions can evolve and that individuals, even if in the most traditional settings, can be agents of radical, positive change. Hilary McGrady isn't just leading one of Britain's most respected charities, she's redefining leadership. She shows us how authenticity, resilience, empathy, and vision can transform organisations and inspire lasting change. Hilary, on behalf of Ulster University, thank you for everything that you have done and continue to do. Chancellor, in the name of the Ulster University Senate, I present Hilary McGrady for the degree of Doctor of the University, Honoris Causa.
Thank you, Paul. Hilary McGrady, in the name of the Senate, I present to you the honorary degree of Doctor of the University, Honoris Causa. I now call upon Professor Connolly, Pro-Vice-Chancellor and Executive Dean of the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, to present candidates. Professor.
Chancellor, in the name of the Senate, I present to you candidates for the degree of Master of Education in Education. Nicole Bailey. James Hugh Brown. Lindsay Ann Curry. Mark Dinsmore. Sinead Lucinda Duggan. Rory Gruggan. Maria Hatchell. Neil David Johnston. Michaela Elizabeth McBride. Sinead McCartan. Andrew Thomas McKillop. Megan Malloy. Barbara Hilary Murphy. Matthew Paul Reid. The degree of Master of Laws in Human Rights Law and Transitional Justice, Fahim Redman. Bill Nyongesa Simiyu. The degree of Master of Laws in International Law, Commercial Law and ADR, Olosola Ayode Alfred. Hugh Bartley. The degree of Master of Science in Library and Information Management, Grace Anna Cahill. Ashleen Christie. David Andrew Lord. Karen Muller Tahir. Sarah Timmins. Postgraduate Diploma in Education, Joshua Roach. The Postgraduate Diploma in Library and Information Management, Shauna Clark. Lisa Katrina Doyle. Kira Elaine Farrell. Emma Jane Lamb. Sinead McArdle. Catherine McKenna. Michelle McMeekin. David Power. Edel Prendergast Laffen. Richard Ryan. The Postgraduate Diploma in School Leadership, Neve McDade. Hannah Catherine Murta. Una Walsh. The Postgraduate Certificate in Employment Law and Practice, Roisin Armstrong. Kelly Cook. Fiona Ann Dowds. Janice Margaret Elliott Wilson. Lauren Kelly. Eugene McPollen. A Postgraduate Certificate in Education, Further Education, Nicola Burke. Jonathan Stephen Cairns. Hilary Ann Caithness. Georgia Lorna Collins. Wesley Craig. Emma Ann Dugan. Raymond John Ferguson. James Hugh Gillen. Neil Glasgow. Lindsay Hannah. Anya Mary Harron. Claire Hegarty. Megan Leah Holmes. Mark Kennedy. Sarah Michelle McAvoy. Geraldine Mary McCann. Jane Lee McGreevy. Samuel McElwain. Shane Muckian. Ashleen Murphy. Peter Nichols. Claire O'Reilly. Jordan Samuel Park. Pamela Ann Park. Lorna Reid Mullen. Tracy Sharkey. David Robert Smith. Megan Smith. Natalie Elaine Thompson. Patrick John Paul Toner. Julie Helen Turner. Brian Walsh. Jack Connor White. Jacqueline Wilson. The degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours in Law and Diploma in International Academic Studies, Megan Cree. Zoe Shields. The degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours in Law and Diploma in Professional Practice, Kira Marie Benson. Benjamin Lloyd. Ella McManus. Thomas Murdoch. Courtney Murray. Philip Olaluoi. Dominic O'Neill. The degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours in Law with Criminology and Diploma in Professional Practice, Juno Chapman. The degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours in Law with Politics and International Studies and Diploma in Professional Practice, Brooke Pauline Stewart. Bailey Jackie Surgener. The degree of Bachelor of Laws with honours in Law, Constance Adams Walsh. Jessica Alcorn. Dara Armstrong. Dinara Rashmi Bandara Della. Holly Barclay. Rebecca Bleakley. Casey Book. Shay Byrne. Nicole Campbell. Daniel Churchill. Caitlin Clark. Erin Coates Loughlin. Erin Coulter. Owen Cromie. Saoirse Cromie. Holly Darley. Connell Devlin. Nuala Devlin. Claire Diamond. Katrina Anne-Louise Dolan. Amy Donnelly. Nisha Downey. Katie Edgar. Hannah Edgerton. Jack Fenton. Keris Ferguson. Michael Flanagan. Molly Jane Fleck. Caitlin Gormley. Georgia Gray. Chesney Grimes. Matthew Peter Halliday. Rebecca Hamilton. Jasmine Annie Hanna. Ross Henderson. Ellie Hensher. Dermot Finian Higgins. Anna Hughes. Jasmine Hughes. Louise Rebecca Hines. Milana Ian Tate. Jolie Kane. Sophie Anna Keenan. Quiva Kelly. Sarah Julia Kelly. Carter Kennedy. Rebecca Maria Kinnaird. Conloof Lagan. Grace Lavery. Lauren Lindsay. Leah Jade Lynn. Rachel Mackerel. Aoife McGee. Stephen Michael McGill. Aoife McAvoy. Alana McCallan. Ross McCallum. Owen McCartan. Anna McCleary. Kane McCloskey. Amy McCooey. Kirsty McCrudden. Callum James McCulloch. Tobias William Hamilton McCulloch. Katie McDermott. Dawn McDowell Scott. Erin McCurleen. Keelan McGahan Jennings. Jessica McGeown. Brona Rose McGill. Ross McKillian. Dara McLaughlin. Jane McMahon. Saoirse McMullen. Matthew Reuben Harold McNeil. Jamie Miller. Patrick Monaghan. Cody Morgan. Jacob Newell. Cora Mary O'Doherty. Kirsty O'Kane. Lee O'Reilly. Alexandra Pascal. Samuel Patterson. Abby Peacock. Jack Reel. Bruna Russo. Ariana Scapateschi. Connor Robert Scott. Matthew Brian Shepherd. Jonathan James Smith. Rebecca Stewart. Molly Amelia Truick. Grace Elizabeth Tweedy. Molly White. Olivia White. Dulta Wilson. The degree of Bachelor of Laws of Honours in Law with Criminology, Michael Bonham. Danielle Elena Booth. Charlie Brotherston. Sarah Canning. Jamila Chipari. Aliyah Collier. Holly Conn. Jenna Crozier. Sarah Elizabeth Doonan. Hannah Fagan. Felicity Ferris. Dervla Friel. Emma Gallagher. Maya Heaney. Jack Hewitt. Sophia Elizabeth Joy. Caitlin Erin Lavery. Emma Loughran. Carolyn Deborah Hannah Lunny. Evie Linus Finnan. Abby Mack. Emma Margaret McGee. Maeve Malone. Amy McCartney. Paula McLean. Brogan Shauna Iris McCrum. Emma McKinley. Jack Moore. Alex Jean Mowbray. Katrina Mary Muldoon. Shannon O'Neill. Alex Stevenson. The degree of Bachelor of Laws of Honours in Law with Politics and International Studies, Oisin Clenaghan. Jack Crossy. Aoife Diamond. Megan Bridie Doherty. Catherine Gorman. Niamh Louise Hughes. Grace McIntyre. Jessica Lauren McKeown. Lauren McSeveny. Owen James Miller. Hugh Murphy. Chowdhury Hamza Riaz. Amelia Paquita Rogers. For Certificate in Teaching, Craig William Robert Bell. James John Robert Bell. Tracy Alwyn Bradley. Fiona Brennan. Robert Dugan. James Joseph Duffy. Sarah Ann Floyd. Rebecca Jane Fraser. Ross Stewart Heron. Ruth Holland. Simon William Keys. Una Catherine Lenihan. Caitlin Maureen Lopez. Damien Michael Lowry. Deborah Lowry. Michael Marner. Michelle Barbara McCartan. Raymond Martin McKenna. Jennifer McNamara. Lorna Mulholland. Elizabeth Murphy. George Newell. Anya Neve O'Lone. Margaret Elizabeth Tawney. Christopher Robert Wallace. Chancellor, this concludes the presentation of candidates from the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences.
Thank you, Professor. It is my pleasure now to present the Convocation Undergraduate Student of the Year Award for 2025. This award is sponsored by Allstate and is made to a student in recognition of significant personal achievement or a substantial contribution to university life. I invite Chaudhry Hamza Riaz, a graduate from the School of Law, to receive the award. Chaudhry Hamza Riaz, I present to you the Convocation Undergraduate Student of the Year Award for 2025. I now call upon our honorary graduate, Dr. McGrady, to address the congregation on behalf of those who have been presented. Dr. McGrady.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can I just start by saying thank you to the University of Ulster for conferring this honorary doctorate on me. It's humbling and hugely appreciated, so thank you. Can I also thank the Vice-Chancellor for those very kind words. I was stood there thinking, is he really talking about me? But thank you. And can I just congratulate you from me as well? What an amazing array of young people who have just achieved so much, so congratulations to all of you. I was, of course, in your position. I was just talking to my husband the other day. It's actually nearly 40 years since I joined the Art College, as it was known then, just fairly newly formed University of Ulster at the time. And I arrived fresh-faced, sporting a very dodgy 80s hairdo. A perm at the time wasn't a great look. But I, of course, joined university with sort of hopes for the future, and I wanted to be a graphic designer. I thought that was the route I was going to be in. I was going to be a graphic designer forever. And within a very short space of time, I thought, this is probably not for me. And if I reflect on the University of Ulster, what did I leave university? Yes, I did leave as a graphic designer, and indeed I went in my first job to be a designer. But more importantly, if I look back on that time, what did I really learn? Well, first of all, I learned that university is the great leveller. I came into this wonderful institution who levelled the playing field. We were all in it together. We were all the same. We were all thinking to a future and what part we were going to play in it. And that sort of sense of inclusivity actually was incredibly important to me and has lived all the way through my career as being something that I've wanted to engender wherever I've gone. And the second thing it did, obviously I was at Art College, but this notion of remaining curious all of the time, thinking all of the time about how creativity and innovation empowers all of us. You mightn't think of yourself as creative, but everybody can be, and everybody can make a contribution to whatever they're doing in a creative sense, and that has always stayed with me. And the third one that really, I guess, again, has travelled with me is the power of making sure that an idea has the space to be able to flourish, that you create the environment in which people feel that they can contribute to ideas and grow them. And I think that's what the university did back then, and it continues to do today. And it was those really foundational things that actually has carried me through my career. Yes, being a graphic designer was a starting point, but it was absolutely, as the Chancellor said earlier, just a starting point for a track that set me on a journey that has taken me to being Director General for, I would say, the most extraordinary and wonderful organisation anybody could possibly have the privilege to lead. My journey was not conventional, that is true. And what powered me through that? Well, it was those values, actually. Because in the first 10 years I worked in the private sector, I got loads of experience. The development was fantastic. But actually what was missing for me was the opportunity to genuinely make a difference. And that is one thing. There are two things I want to say to you. One thing is really understanding what it is that makes you tick. What gets you out of bed in the morning? What is the thing that you want to do? And we'll all be different, of course we will, but understanding what that is and playing into it, playing into that strength, because that will be a strength for you. Regardless of what it is, that is the thing that will make the difference and make you successful. So understand yourself, understand what it is that powers you, and take it forward with that sort of level of confidence. For me, though, the driving force for me is really understanding what part you can play in society. Regardless of what that thing is that you can make a contribution to, remember that you are part of a bigger thing. And that for me is what the trust is all about. It's being part of a bigger view of the world and what part we can play in it. And then the second thing is to remember it's actually not about you. Success in whatever form is a team sport. And whatever team you're in, could be a team of family, and my family have been incredibly supportive of me pursuing my career for all of these years, and I'm hugely thankful for that. But I'm actually massively thankful to the thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there who passionately believe what I believe, which is we need nature to live and we need culture to thrive. And it is our job, not just for today, but for the future, for you, your children and your children's children, to have the same access to the sort of beauty, to the history, to the heritage that you take inspiration from, that they have it into the future. And so it's not about you, but it is about you engendering the kind of spirit and inspiration that would inspire more people to be their best selves and want to play their part in our society. So I wish you well. I know you'll be amazing. Just watching you today just gives me such inspiration too. So best of luck into the future, and I'll be applauding you all the way through. Thank you.
Dr. McGrady, thank you very much. Hillary, of course. We actually go back a long way. I started off my life as a graphic designer as well. And I think we first met, it's too far back to even think, 35 plus years ago. And you know what Dr. McGrady was saying there is absolutely apt. It's appropriate now that actually it's okay not to have a predefined career path now. In fact, it's maybe good. It's one of those things that we can change from. It's one of those things that we can adapt. It's one of those things that is fluid. And don't in any way feel under pressure at any point to feel you need to fit in with whatever predefined idea you or somebody else has for your life. And indeed, what Dr. McGrady was saying there as well about being creative. I don't want to ever hear anybody ever say again, I'm not creative. To be a human being is to be creative. We were born to be creative. Creativity is simply bringing something to fruition that didn't exist before. That's all it is. Now, it might be a work of art, it might be a song, it might be a film, but it also might be a solution to a problem, an answer to a question. So please embrace your creativity as well, and I thank Dr. McGrady for bringing that up as well. Chaudhary again. I call upon Chaudhary Hamza Riaz, a new graduate in the Faculty of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, to propose a vote of thanks. Chaudhary.
May I Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, academic and university staff, class of 2025, ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, I'm so privileged to speak to you today on behalf of all of us graduates. When I first sat down to write this speech, I panicked. Then I thought, at least this speech is guaranteed to be shorter than the list of different kinds of rain I experienced in Belfast. When I first got those induction emails from Ulster saying, bring an umbrella, bring a raincoat, prepare for 4 seasons in a day, I honestly thought they were joking. Then I arrived in Belfast, and I realized that they were not joking at all. I learned pretty quickly that here a good day means it only rained twice. And then there was a language. Everyone kept saying, what's the crack? I went home one day and said to my brother, everyone keeps here saying about what's the crack? And he just laughed and said, crack mean what's going on. So that was my first big lesson here. Always check the local slang before you answer. Coming to Ulster University as an international student was terrifying and exciting in equal measure. I arrived with dreams, big plans, and a complete lack of any warm clothes. But from the day first, I was welcomed. I found a community that was friendly, curious, and always up for a laugh. I never imagined this journey would take me from the first lecture hall all the way to speaking at the United Nations in New York or debating policy at the European Parliament in Strasbourg and Brussels. It's been a wild ride. But let me be real, some of my best memories were not the big milestones. They were the small things. Coffee chats outside the Students' Union, group chats that went from serious assignments to memes at 3 a.m. Becca and Nicole learning to say, you all right? So many times that I accidentally sounded like a local. Serving as a vice president for equality and belonging at Ulster University Students' Union taught me that leadership isn't about the titles. It's about showing up for the people and fighting for what's right, even when it's hard, and making sure everybody feels at home. We fought for prayer rooms, breastfeeding spaces, cultural events, policy changes. And yes, we annoyed a lot of people along the way, but hey, it worked. Today is not just about our degrees, it's about the people who got us here. Dr. Colin Davidson, our Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Professor Paul Bartholomew, Chief People Officer Damien McClister, and Professor Paul Connolly, thank you for your leadership. I want to take a moment to give a special thanks to Dr. Marianne. She's my course rector. What a wonderful course rector you are. You have helped so much and truly supported us all the way. To our head of school, Dr. Esther, and associate head, Dr. Jason, fantastic people who made sure that our education was meaningful and personal. To the lecturers and staff, especially Dr. Siobhan, Dr. Naomi, Dr. Rory, Dr. Russells, thank you for your wisdom, your patience, and for pretending you didn't see us panic Googling answer during seminars. To the friends who became family, you celebrated the wins, survived the losses, and saw each other in state of exhaustion that no one else should ever see. And to our families watching, some of you from halfway across the world, thank you for always believing in us, even when the phone signal cut out, even when our cooking photos made you question our survival skills. For every call that ended up with, are you eating properly? We heard the love, even if we lied about the answer. And to my mom and dad, Chaudhry Riaz Ahmed, and my siblings, Mubashir, Umar, Mozma, Mudasra, Mac, Hassan, Heather, Irshad, Ahsan, who always told me to help people. That's why I did a law degree. and to help people around me, and I hope to make you proud. And to the class of 2025, look at us. We survived the countless unprecedented times, the cost of living crisis, and the landlords who thought a shoebox was a luxury flat. We did it. We actually did it. I also want to say how truly honored I am to be standing here as I'm receiving 3 awards today: the All-State Convocation Undergraduate Student of the Year Award, the Edge Excel Student of the Year, and the chance to give this speech. It's incredibly humbling. But all of this didn't happen alone. Ulster University gave opportunities that I never dreamed of. The Dublin Leadership Program, Sustainability in Brussels. I'm here just because of Ulster. And thumbs up to the Go Global team who made those opportunities possible. And a massive thank you to the International Department and the compliance team, especially Dr. Teague, Julie Campbell, and Magda, who help up so many students, including myself, navigate this journey. As we leave today, let's remember, our degrees don't define us, our actions do. Whether you go on to be a lawyer, teacher, entrepreneur, activist, artist, or something that we can't imagine yet, do it with a courage, with a kindness, and a sense of humor. Because if there's one thing Belfast taught me, if that's even on the greyest day, someone is ready with a joke to brighten it. I will end up this thought: the world always seems brighter when you have just made something that was not there before. So go make something brilliant, make something better, and please, for love of all that's holy, bring an umbrella. Congratulations, class of 2025. We have earned this. Now, before I leave the stage, I want all of us to do this together. When I say, we are, you shout, you. Are you ready? We are, not like this. We are. Thank you and congratulations, everyone.
Chaudhry, thank you very much indeed. I can attest that I, as a Belfast man through and through, still have not got to grips with the slang from here after all this time as well. So you did very well. I'd like to say how proud we all are of you, and indeed we feel that you should be proud of today as well, because we are. I now declare this graduation ceremony closed and invite the new graduates to join the academic procession. Thank you very much.